Apple upgraded the iPhone 16 significantly this year. Now that it has an A18 chipset, it is 2 generations ahead of the iPhone 15 it replaces. Samsung's base Galaxy S24 is a tiny flagship phone that received little more than a spec bump this year. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today, we are going to talk about the Samsung S24 Ultra versus the iPhone 16. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Samsung and Apple ship more phones in North America than anyone else, with the Galaxy S24 and iPhone 16 being their finest small flagships. So how do they compare? Unfortunately for Samsung, the Galaxy S24 was not favorably received when it was originally released earlier this year, and it only got worse over time. It was an iterative update, whereas the all-new iPhone 16 offers a number of changes that will appeal to people looking for a superb smartphone. Price, specifications, and availability. The iPhone 16 was unveiled in September 2024 and is currently widely available from Apple, third-party shops, and the main US carriers. It costs $800 and comes with 128 GB of base storage, which can be expanded to 512 GB for an extra price. The phone is available in 5 colors: black, white, pink, teal, and ultramarine. Meanwhile, the Samsung Galaxy S24 was one of the first phones to be released this year, in January 2024. It likewise costs $800 and is available through Samsung's website, shops such as Best Buy and Amazon, and cellular carriers. It comes in onyx black, marble gray, cobalt violet, and amber yellow. It starts at 128 GB of capacity and goes up to 256 GB of storage. Design and display. For people who appreciate compact phones, the iPhone 16 and the Samsung Galaxy S24 are nearly the same size. The Galaxy S24 features a 6.8-inch display, while the iPhone 16 has a 6.1-inch screen. Unfortunately, this is little by traditional standards, but it is still quite enormous. On the front, Samsung used a hole-punch cutout for the Galaxy S24. Apple chose to include the dynamic island on the iPhone 16, which is a pill-shaped cutout that changes in software to display important information and live activities. After using both, the Galaxy S24's bezels felt noticeably smaller. The overall design is pretty similar. This year, both Apple and Samsung have vertically stacked back cameras, and the iPhone 16 appears new because of this minor change. Samsung hasn't updated the appearance of the Galaxy S24 chassis in a long time, and it's beginning to seem stale. Personally, I think the frosted matte glass back of the iPhone 16 is more visually appealing than the Galaxy S24's back. Both phones now charge via USB-C, although only the Galaxy S24 includes a traditional SIM card slot. The iPhone 16 features 2 new buttons, an action button and a capture control button. If you want customization and rapid toggles, nothing beats one of the greatest iPhones. Apple made many changes to the iPhone 16, but the 60Hz display remained. If you're wondering if you'll notice the low refresh rate panel in normal use, you will. It was strange to switch from phones like the iPhone 15 Pro Max Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro Fold to the iPhone 16. With a refresh rate of 120 Hz, the Galaxy S24 feels significantly smoother in everyday use than the iPhone 16. Both phones have high-resolution displays and excellent brightness, so you shouldn't be concerned about those features while deciding between the two. Performance and software. The Galaxy S24's System-on-a-Chip was arguably the most significant update from Samsung. It now runs the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 mobile platform, which performed admirably in our rigorous benchmarking tests. The iPhone 16 is more powerful on paper, with an A18 SoC based on TSMC's 3nm technology. This 2-generation leap will allow the iPhone 16 to use Apple Intelligence features in a subsequent update this year. But for now, it's definitely overkill for a smartphone. Apple ships the iPhone 16 with iOS 18, which I prefer over One UI. The Samsung Galaxy S24 includes One UI 6.1, as well as other Google and Samsung AI capabilities. You'll have to choose which operating system you prefer. But the main fact is that Samsung has lots of artificial intelligence technologies available right now. It's a waiting game with Apple Intelligence, and we have no idea what the features will look like or when they will be available. In comparison, Galaxy AI now offers a slew of great capabilities, and it has teamed with Google to provide a useful circle-to-search tool. Apple does not publicly disclose battery capacity. However, regulatory papers confirm that the iPhone 16 has a 3,561 mAh battery. That's smaller than the 4,000 mAh battery in the Galaxy S24, although both phones have larger batteries than their predecessors. The iPhone 16 actually charges faster, with 27W wired and 25W wireless MagSafe. The Galaxy S24, on the other hand, has a maximum wired power output of 25W and a wireless power output of 15W. Samsung has one trick up its sleeve: 4.5W reverse wireless charging. Cameras. In terms of cameras, the iPhone 16 and the Galaxy S24 are difficult to compare because Samsung adds an extra rear camera on its top phones. However, they are 3 generations old, so the dilemma is whether you choose quantity over quality. The main camera has a 200MP f1.8 sensor and is partnered with a 12MP f2 ultra-wide camera. Then there's a 10MP f2.4 telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom on top of that. I enjoy having telephoto lenses on my devices, but the Galaxy S24's camera technology is somewhat out of date. In spite of this, as you can see from the shots that are displayed above, I was able to capture some really good photographs with the Galaxy S24. Despite the fact that they have a great deal of contrast, the colors are not too saturated. There were times when the cameras on the Galaxy S24 were unable to completely isolate the subject, which resulted in a blurry snapshot. This made macro photography a hit-or-miss experience. The most significant problem with the phone was its inconsistency, which resulted in some photographs being overexposed or underexposed, as they were being taken in rapid succession. It is regrettable that the iPhone 16 does not have a genuine telephoto lens. However, the main lens comes with 48 megapixels and an aperture of f1.8. A useful feature that Apple implements in its software is sensor cropping, which allows for a twofold zoom with optical level sharpness. Although it has the same primary sensor as the iPhone from the previous year, it nevertheless produces high-quality photographs. Featuring a 12-megapixel sensor and a 120-degree field of vision, the ultra-wide camera that was released this year is completely unique. There is a high probability that it is the same sensor as the iPhone 15 Pro Max from the previous year. I've spent a few days taking shots with the iPhone 16, and I'm thrilled with its camera quality. The iPhone 16 is significantly better at preventing overexposure in challenging lighting circumstances, particularly at night with strong lights in the frame. Colors are extremely realistic, and the resulting photographs are far more natural than Google or Samsung's image processing. Photographic styles in software allows you to select a film-like preset that will apply a filter to your images. Both cameras are reliable, but I'll always choose the iPhone 16 for photos. It features modern camera hardware and improved computational photography, resulting in more natural-looking photographs. There's also camera control, which lets you alter your settings, zoom, and shoot images with the touch or swipe of a button. That's it for today's video. If you liked what you saw, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And don't forget to check the description box for links to purchase the items featured in this video.